This is what you need to win on a high level. So lastly, what we're going to do, if you're looking at this video right now, is we're going to do a 30-day prep and cleanse for 2019. Now, this is ending this video, but you may be watching this, and this is a part of another video. If you like what I'm talking about right here, ask the person who told you to watch this video so you can be a part of this Novae 30-day mind shift, to ask them if you can see the other information I just talked about, because it's going to be incredibly important for you to understand to be able to change your life over the next 30 days. You know, it may have taken 30 years or 40 years or 50 or 60 years even for you to get to where you don't want to be. Even if you're only 20 years old watching this, or 25, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if you're watching this video at the end of 2019 or at the beginning of 2024. The bottom line is this: the principles I'm about to share with you will be able to change your life over the next 30 days. And I want you to follow this. And you say, Rico, yeah, but that seems hard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And for those of you who are just tuning in, if this is the beginning of another video, my name is Rico McDaniel. I'm the President and CEO of Novae. Okay. But if you watch this other video, it'll tell you exactly who I am and what I'm talking about. But this is the reality. If you want to change and transform your life, I'm going to give you something in the next 30 days that's going to help you make that happen. We're talking about resetting what's in your head and putting you on track to do some things that you've never been able to do, not only at the end of this 30-day time period, but moving forward for the rest of your life. See, because if you're unhappy with where you are, let me tell you something. Unhappiness is the difference between the way things are and the way you think things should be. That's unhappiness. The difference between the way things are and the way you think things should be. But the life that we have today is a sum total of all the decisions that we've made. That's the life we have. The life you got right now. If you're unhappy with the life you have, you got to understand that it's because of a series of decisions you've made. It's because of a series of thoughts that have been in your head, a series of beliefs, a series of actions that you've taken. So in order to be able to get a better life, we got to have some better decisions. We got to have some better thoughts. We got to have some better actions. We got to be able to think differently. And this is what I'm about to share with you over the next 30 days is going to change and transform all of that. So you're going to begin the day and use these as a guide in your behaviors over the next 30 days. Now, I made this video in December of 2018, at the beginning of December, and everyone who was a part of our organization at the time were utilizing this to be able to move into 2019 a brand new person, to be able to have the best year they've ever had in their life. So let me tell you something. If you watch this at a future date, no matter if it's at the end of the year, in the middle of the year, or the beginning of the year, this is still a 30-day cleanse and prep process for the rest of your life. So I want you to remember that. Now, what we're calling this is the Novae 30-day mind shift. So this is something that we're not only going to be doing, you know, at the end of 2018, but moving forward for the rest of the time that we're in business. We're going to be doing this for people that want to come in and change and transform their life. Okay. And we may add some things to it over time to tighten it up, you know, to make sure that as we hear people with better and better results, maybe they got some feedback for us. But this is the baseline of what you need to do to change your life. Okay. The first thing I want you to do over the next 30 days is I want you to limit TV to 7 hours per week. Limit TV to 7 hours per week. Now, for some of you, that may not be a big deal. Maybe you don't watch that much TV at all. But the average person watches somewhere in the neighborhood of around 30 to 40 hours per week of television. And the reason why I say 7 hours per week, because at the end of the day, you know, that's about an hour per day, right? I don't watch TV, you know, really at all, you know, but what I can tell you is during NFL, if the Falcons are winning, I watch at least the Falcons game every week if they're winning, okay? Like right now in the middle of the season, they're not going to the playoffs, so I probably won't even watch the Falcons for the rest of the season, right? You know, college football, you got the playoffs, but the bottom line is this: 7 hours per week. That's the goal. No more than 7 hours per week. You say, man, Rico, I watch a lot of TV. Well, you probably are not where you want to be either. So that means we got to do something different. Y'all understand, this whole program right here is an opportunity for you to be able to gain more discipline. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons, you know, that I do this, I'm not doing this just right now, but I do this about once a quarter religiously. Let me tell you why. I went to high school with people who were in great shape, star athletes, very attractive, you know, females. And, you know, now, you know, I'm 37 years old at the filming of this video, and I look pretty much the same. I'm maybe 10 pounds heavier, but I look a lot of the same as I looked in high school. And the reason being is because even though I love to eat well, I still take one moment, maybe about 2 to 3 weeks every quarter to be able to be able to detox and be able to do some of these things I'm talking about. And it regulates my body to make sure I don't gain too much weight, to make sure I don't have any health issues, to make sure my mind stays clear. I challenge myself and put myself on strict regimens to make sure I can maintain discipline. The reason why people don't succeed is because they don't have good boundaries. They don't have a high level of discipline. Therefore, they can't successfully accomplish things they put in place to accomplish because they don't have the discipline to be able to accomplish them. So not only are these things going to help you become healthier and become wealthier in your mind, but it's also going to help you to become more disciplined. And the more disciplined you are in one thing, the more disciplined you are in everything. I'm going to say that again. The more disciplined you are in one thing, the more disciplined you are in everything. Okay. So these things are going to help you accomplish what you're looking to accomplish. So number one is limit TV to 7 hours per week. The second thing is schedule at least 7 hours of personal growth and self-development per week. Okay. We're talking about at least 30 minutes per day. Now, obviously, if it's 7 hours, that's on average 1 hour per day. But what I'm saying, if you can't get in 1 hour in a day, you got to get in at least 30 minutes. And you got to make up that other time somewhere else. But I want you to schedule at least 7 hours of personal growth and self-development per week. It could be 14 or 28 hours, but at least 7 hours. What's personal growth and self-development, Rico? Personal growth and self-development is information that's helping you grow as a person. It's information that's helping you develop as a person, helping you think more positively, helping you become better professionally, helping you become more of a value to society. If you want to make more money, let me tell you what has to happen. If you want to earn money, because you don't make money, you earn money. But let me tell you what has to happen if you want to earn more money. You got to become more valuable. The more valuable you become to your job, the more money they will pay you. The more valuable you become to your business, the more money your business will earn. The more valuable you become to your family, by default, the more love they're going to have for you. See, if you don't have any value, then it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to succeed in anything. Personal growth and self-development helps increase your value. Okay. You invest in personal growth and self-development, you're going to have a world of return that's waiting for you on the other end. Number 3, and this may be hard for a lot of people, but you got to do this. Wake up 1 hour earlier than normal daily. All right. So that means right now, if you let's say you go to work on a weekly basis, and you wake up every morning at 7 o'clock and you're able to do your routine, boom, before you get out of the house, go to work, it needs to be 6 o'clock now for the next 30 days. Okay. On the weekend, let's say you wake up at 9 o'clock on the weekends, it need to be 8 o'clock. You wake up an hour earlier, an hour earlier than normal daily. Okay. It's got to be a must. Let me tell you something. If you mess this thing up in the middle of this 30 days, you got to start your 30 days all over. Now, this, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to change, and I'm not just talking about money, don't get caught up in the word wealthy, because some people got a negative connotation. We talk about rich and wealth, and you think about, well, maybe only bad people are rich and wealthy. Well, that's something that's in your head that's keeping you from becoming successful. Okay. And I'm not going to train on that right now, but what you got to understand is this: if you want to be able to change your life and really start implementing what I'm talking about, even on the previous video, when I talked about all these different things that help you succeed, it's important that you do what I'm asking you to do right now for 30 days consecutively. You will be a new person. Wake up 1 hour earlier than normal each day. And I'm going to tell you why here shortly. Okay. Next, you want to plan each day before it starts with priority items on your list. All right. Plan each day before it starts with priority items on your list. So I'm not just, saying you get up and you do nothing, and I'm going to give you a few other things to do as well. But the reason why people don't accomplish much is because, again, they don't have any direction. They got the desire, but no direction. What a written plan gives you is direction. You write down exactly what you need to get done, put the items that have the top priority at the top of that list, and you aim to knock those things out first each and every day. And that's a good time to do it at the beginning of that hour. Let me tell you some other things you need to do within that hour of time that you have. Okay, the first thing I would recommend you do is pray. Okay. Now, you don't have to be religious to pray. You don't have to really know much about it. All you got to do is believe. If you believe that, something bigger and better, you created us and created everything around us. I call that thing God, right? God, I believe God created all this good stuff. And I was raised in the church, and I'm not here to preach a religious sermon, but the bottom line is I pray that God continues to keep me healthy and make me strong and make sure that I do what I was called to this earth to do in the time that I have while I'm here. And not only do I want to serve, but I also want to have fun. And so you got to understand, if you serve, you have a little bit of fun, and you'll be able to get a return on what you're sowing, right? You'll be able to reap from what you sow, but you got to be able to have faith. And what prayer does is allow you to be able to sow into your faith a little bit. Okay. And if you don't believe in the power of prayer, if you're not religious at all, if you're not spiritual, maybe that doesn't work out for you. We got another remedy for you. But I'm telling you right now, our prayer is powerful. A lot of things can happen when you be able to have faith and you're able to pray. The next thing you can do is read and write your goals. In fact, after you pray, it's important. I would suggest writing down, a goal and looking at your desire statements like we were talking about, and reading those things like we talked about earlier in the other video. We got something called desire statements. It's incredibly important. If you don't know what it is, to get somebody to forward you that other video. If you're not watching that inside this video, you also want the personal growth and self-development. We talked about what that was earlier. Meditate. If praying is a problem for you, just meditate. Be able to take some time, 5, 10, 15 minutes, clear your mind, maybe have some of that meditation music playing. You can find that on YouTube for free and just meditate, clear your mind, get all that garbage out of your mind so you can put some good stuff in your head. But more than anything, you all want to work on solidifying your game plan. You want to work on solidifying your direction. You're going to do all this in that 1 hour, and believe it or not, that hour going to go like that. But every single morning that you get up an hour before time and you do that consecutively, let me tell you what starts happening. You start getting tougher. You start getting tougher. Mentally, you start becoming tougher. Mentally, you're stronger. You become more ambitious. You're going to go get it. You're going to succeed because now you're doing something. Your body your body, the chemicals in your brain are going to start reacting to things you weren't normally doing that you're doing now. And it's going to start forming new habits. That's what you want. That's the trick. Okay. Number 6, you want to replace music in your car with motivational and inspirational MP3s. Now here with Novae, we actually offer inspirational MP3s that you can listen to that gives you a wealth of information to help change and transform your mindset like I'm talking about right here, but you can find them anywhere. YouTube is a free resource. Go to YouTube and there's, you can just, type in motivational speech or something like that. And there's several videos will pop up with information for you to listen to, right? Or you can purchase motivational speakers information. The bottom line is stop listening to the rap, stop listening to the rock and roll, all the different things you're listening to. Hey, I like hip hop. I love R&B. I listen to gospel music, but if you're going to listen to any music, it probably should be gospel music or maybe jazz, but nothing that's going to go into your subconscious mind that's not beneficial for your growth. That's why I would say motivational, inspirational MP3s or gospel music, things that's going to inspire you or keep you on track to accomplish your goals. Number 7. It's going to be a hard part for a lot of people. And it's hard for me every time I do it. Why? Because I'm a foodie. I love food. Okay. But this is how I remain so good looking, so sexy, right? This is part of that self-confidence. Y'all missed that if y'all didn't see the last video. You got to be self-confident, right? But I believe that, hey, I'm a good looking guy. I keep myself in shape. Why? Because I'm able to regulate what goes into my body every so often. And for a lot of you who've been trying to lose weight for a while or who have health issues, this is going to help you out tremendously. Even if you don't need to lose weight, even if you don't have health issues, just by you doing this by default, it's going to cause you to have a higher level of discipline. What we want you to do is reduce fried foods out of your diet, reduce dairy out of your diet. We're talking about milk. We're talking about cheese. We're talking about ice cream. We're talking about blue cheese and ranch dressing. We're talking about anything that has dairy in it, okay? You're going to reduce that. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to reduce it down to. We're talking about reducing bread, okay? So that means no more sandwiches with bread. No more hoagies, no more subs, no more French toast, no more pancakes. Right? No more of that bread they bring out when you go to the fancy restaurants to eat them before you get to your food. No, buddy, we're cutting out bread. We're cutting out yeast. We're cutting out grains. Don't say, Rico, well, I eat wheat bread. That's better for you than white bread. Actually, it isn't. It depends on what kind it is, because most of the time, grains are not good for you. Some people say they are, but the bottom line is, it creates all different kinds of things in the body. I'm not going to go into that right now, but the bottom line is, for the sake of this 30-day prep and cleanse, we're going to remove bread from the diet. We're also going to remove everything that has sugar. Okay. Now, as you know, most of the things you buy from the store has sugar, but you want to start sticking to things that you can actually cook from scratch. Okay. Instead of things that are in cans, instead of things that are in boxes that are already mixed up, instead of things that are in packages, you want to start kind of eating more natural. You say, well, Rico, I've never done that before. Great. You probably never been a millionaire before either. Okay. But this is going to put you on track to do some things differently. So you want to try to get foods that have no sugar in them, or very, very, very low sugar content. If you need some type of sweetener to different things that you're eating, try stevia. Okay. Agave. I was in a staff meeting this morning. I think she said agave or agave or something like that. And also honey. That's something you could try, to sweeten things, but stay away from sugar. Okay. No junk food, potato chips, stuff like that. Stay away from the junk food. Obviously candy, we just talked about sugar, but you want to stay away from the junk food. White starchy foods, rice, pasta, you want to stay away from those things, okay? And fatty meats, okay? Fatty meats, listen, I love meat. I'm a carnivore for sure, all right? But check this out. When I go on these, these little diets or these regimens that I call them, I stay away from fatty meats, like, beef that has a lot of fat in it, pork that has a lot of fat. I try to, stay away from meats with fat. And I love fat because it has all the flavor, right? But you want to be able to stay away from those things during these times. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start a little bit easier, and we're going to have you to reduce all these foods to once per week, okay? Once per week. Not cold turkey for the whole month. You have what we call, when you're working out, most people call it a cheat day. Okay, you have 1 day per week where you can reward yourself. Now, don't go overboard, but if you want to go have a hamburger, if you want to eat a pizza, if you want to eat a steak, don't go overboard, but you want to just be able to do something else the other 6 days a week. They say, Rico, well, we can't eat white starches. Like, what am I eat? I like potatoes. Eat sweet potatoes. I like rice. Eat brown rice. Okay, you want to reduce it. Now, if you have medical issues, you need to consult your doctor before you kind of go and start doing all of this, because some of you need your sugar. Some of you, based upon, if you got a certain type of diabetes or something like that, you need to eat. You need to eat stuff with sugar in it. You might need to eat certain meats and different things like that, or fried foods. I don't know. But if you have health issues, check with your doctor. Okay, because I'm not a doctor, but what I can tell you is, if you regulate your diet to what I'm telling you to reduce right here only once a week, you're gonna find yourself losing a little bit of weight, or being in a situation where you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, you could think better, and you could succeed, obviously, better. Number 8 is you want to exercise at least 3 days per week, at least 30 minutes per time you exercise. And I said at least in both instances. So that means, could you exercise more, 4 or 5 days a week? Absolutely. For 45 minutes or an hour, 2 hours? Absolutely. But during this challenge, you want to do it for 3 days, at least 3 days a week, for at least 30 minutes. Okay. And it doesn't mean you have to get a gym membership and go to LA Fitness and, start, bench pressing at LA Fitness or something like that, as joining the spin class. It could be you walking up and down your steps for 30 minutes. It could be you doing some push-ups and some jumping jacks. You buying a $2 jump rope at Walmart. You walking around your neighborhood. Just doing something that's going to get your heart rate up, something that's going to be able to put you in a position, again, to start being healthier. It's the small, you want to start with the small steps, all right? So next, drink at least 1.5 to 1 gallon of water per day. Drink at least a half to 1 gallon of water per day. So what this is going to do is start cleansing out your system, okay? Cleansing out your system of all the impurities. And it gives you an opportunity over the course of the next 30 days is really naturally detox. I say eliminate all other beverages here, but they do have a lot of healthy forms of coffee and a lot of healthy forms of natural tea. So those are two things that you can keep in there in the mornings or, in different times of the day if it's hard for you to stay up, especially since we're going to be cutting down on these carbohydrates. You may need a little bit more energy, so you definitely want to, entertain tea and coffee. Don't overdo it, but you want to use this natural sweetener, like the stevia or the agave, I think she called it, or honey. But don't use regular sugar and don't use cream in your coffee or your tea. All right. But I would like for you to make sure you're at least drinking half a gallon to 1 gallon of water per day. For example, on my desk right here, you see I got this gallon of water in my office. I'm going to drink this whole thing before the day is out. All right. I'm going to drink a gallon of water every single day for the next 30 days. And whenever that happens and I'm exercising, I'm doing these other things, I typically lose about 15 pounds every time. And I can afford it because when I'm not doing this, I can tell you, boy, I eat well. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and you look at that food, I eat well. All right, so I'm able to regulate my weight and stay in shape because I'm doing what we're talking about right here. And it also helps me remain disciplined and complete projects by deadlines and make sure that I continue to succeed because I'm disciplined because I do these things. So it's going to help you out as well. All right, next. Limit social media use to 30 minutes per day, okay? Limit social media use to 30 minutes per day. And you're only doing that for personal posting and responding, or maybe if you're looking at something that we posted in our group, if you're an affiliate with our company. But the bottom line is you need to regulate how much time you're spending online. Social media is great to be able to keep up with friends and family, but some people have took it to a whole new level. And in fact, social media is making a lot of you actually depressed. It's making a lot of you angry because you're looking at what's going on in other people's lives and you're thinking everything is so perfect for them and you're over here struggling. Well, let me tell you something. Social media, the vast majority of the time, is a lie. It's a lie. Like they don't have to pass a truth test before they post. You don't know what's going on in people's relationships. You don't know what's going on in people's businesses. You don't know if they're really doing what they say they're doing. Why? Because anybody could post anything on social media. So the bottom line is what I want you to do is take this time and focus on yourself. I want you to focus on your business. I want you to focus on your family. I want you to focus on your goals. I want you to focus on doing these other things in this 30-day mind shift so you can shift your mind so you can start shifting your life and be successful for the rest of your life. And that's what you're going to do when you stop spending so much time on all these different platforms. You got 30 minutes a day for the next 30 days to be on social media. Watch your life start to change. Some of you will probably get to a point where you just eliminate social media altogether. Maybe you only get on it once a week, twice a week. But the bottom line is you need to limit social media to at least 30 minutes per day. The next thing is I want you to spend at least 3 hours per day on your action plan created in your desire statement. You say, well, 3 hours a day? Good gracious. Where am I going to find 3 hours a day? Well, you're going to find 3 hours a day because you're not spending much time watching television, are you? You're not spending much time on social media, are you? You're waking up 1 hour earlier, aren't you? See, if all that's happening, you have the time. See, now it's time for you to start working on your future. You're spending the next 30 days becoming the best you could be. You got to get excited about this. I mean, you're listening to me right now. You're looking at me right now. You're reading these things, and you got to get excited about the fact of knowing that your life is about to change forever if you do your part. This is the cheat code. Some of you have been wondering, how do I succeed? How do I succeed? Here you go, right here. Here you go. Here you go. Send me a check in the mail once you make it. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm really not kidding. I mean, I think in church they call them love offerings. Okay. But the bottom line is you can find me. I can guarantee you always be able to find me. Just Google me. You'll be able to find out where I'm at, what I'm doing. But yeah, listen, you make millionaire status, just send me a love check. You say, hey, I made it. It was that video talking about the 30-day mind shift. I'm ready. It helped me make it happen, But no, I'm not serious about sending me a check. We'll pay it forward. Teach somebody else what you learned to change your life so they can change theirs, okay? And lastly, if you're going to take this challenge, because that's what it is a challenge. You may say, well, Rico, I don't know if I could do it. That's fine if you don't know, okay? But what I want you to do is do it anyway. Let me tell you why. It's because if you want to succeed, you got to do what you've never done in order to have what you never had. If you never enjoyed the opportunity of earning a six-figure income, that's over $100,000 per year in income, or seven figures, over $1 million per year in income, if you never had the opportunity to really go to a car lot and buy the car that you want, or move into the place that you want to live, not where you have to live, not what you want, not what you have to drive, not the clothes that you have to buy, but doing the things you want to do. Being able to get the kids for Christmas what they really want, not what you can afford. I'm talking about doing stuff that you've never done before. Then you got to do stuff what you've never done before. And a lot of this stuff may be what it is, but you need to share this information and inspire other people to join in with you with this Novae 30-day mind shift. This is a challenge, and I can guarantee you if you start implementing these things and watching some of our other videos and participating in some of our events and getting excited about life and surrounding yourself with a community of people is going to help you grow, your life will never be the same. And not only your life, but other lives that you touch, and more importantly, the generations that come after you. And it's all about the legacy that you leave. So I'm super excited about everybody being able to join us in this Novae 30-day mind shift challenge. If you're watching this and you don't know much about Novae, you can visit us at novaemoney.com to get some more information. But if you start this challenge, make sure you announce it on your social media that you're joining the Novae 30-day mind shift challenge, hashtag it, and check in at Novae Money. We're right here, right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. God bless, and we'll see you next time.